2 years ago, I sat down at my kitchen table on a quiet Sunday afternoon, opened a spreadsheet I had been avoiding for almost a year, and realized I had been following the wrong financial map for nearly a decade. For most of those 10 years, I had done everything the books told me to do. I saved my percentage. I maxed my retirement accounts. I avoided every kind of debt I was warned about. By every measure that finance content uses, I was the success story. But the numbers in front of me told a different story. One I was not ready to read. A story about how close I had come to losing the foundation I spent years quietly building. Not because of one big mistake. Because of dozens of small ones I had been told were the right moves. And here is the part that should genuinely unsettle you. I am a chartered accountant. 7 years sitting with real client books. The person who is supposed to see exactly this kind of pattern before it forms. If I missed it sitting at that table with all that training, the question is not whether you might be missing it too. The question is whether you have ever been given the tools to see it at all. My name is Goodnews, and I spend way too much time analyzing financial data, studying money, investing, side hustles, and the habits that help ordinary people build extraordinary financial lives. Let me tell you what I was actually looking at on that spreadsheet, because what I saw is probably already showing up somewhere in your own finances right now. For nearly 10 years, I had been doing what almost every responsible person around me was doing. Saving a fixed percentage of every paycheck. Contributing to the retirement accounts everyone said was the smart thing to do. Buying the kind of insurance people said was the responsible kind. Avoiding the debt I was told to fear. Accepting the debt I was told was fine. On paper, I was a textbook example of someone doing it right. If you had asked me at any point in those 10 years whether I was on track, I would have said yes without thinking twice. Because from the outside I was. But the spreadsheet told me something different. My income had grown over those years. Promotions. Raises, side projects. The income line on my spreadsheet went up the way you would expect. My lifestyle line followed it just as faithfully. A nicer apartment. A newer car. A little more dining out. A little more convenience. Nothing reckless. All of it is reasonable. But the wealth line, the one that should have been quietly growing alongside both of them, was almost flat. A decade of doing everything right. And the foundation I thought I was building had barely moved. If you have ever had that quiet feeling that your numbers do not match the financial life you were promised by now, you are not alone. And you are not bad with money. You may have followed the same advice I followed, and the advice itself may be the problem. Here is what nobody in the finance space wants to say out loud. Most of the financial advice we have all been following was not built for us. It was built for a different time, a different generation, and a completely different economy. And it has been repeated for so long by so many people who sound responsible, that almost nobody stops to ask whether it still works. There are 3 reasons this is so hard to see from the inside. The first reason is that the advice sounds like it is coming from everywhere at once. Banks say it. Schools say it. Your parents say it. The books say it. The influencers say it. When something comes from that many directions, it stops feeling like advice. Starts feeling like the truth. The second reason is that following the advice feels good. Saving feels responsible. Maxing your accounts feels disciplined. Avoiding debt feels mature. Going against the advice does not just feel risky. It feels wrong, like you are being irresponsible with your own future. The third reason is that the advice is given to everyone the same way. A 22-year-old just starting life and a 45-year-old halfway through their career get the same rules. Different incomes. Different family situations. Different life stages. All wrapped in the same script. And here is the part that took me 7 years of training and 10 years of practice to finally see. This isn't about intelligence. It isn't about discipline. It isn't about how hard you work. The truth is that a lot of the people teaching this advice quietly benefit when you keep following it. Banks make money on savings accounts that lose to inflation. Insurance companies sell you products with the word responsible wrapped around them. Real estate keeps pushing the buy a house as soon as you can rule. The whole system runs better when you stay inside the script. The villain is not a person. The villain is the script itself. And the script was never written with your real life in mind. The real cost of following advice that was never built for you is not the time you have already spent inside it. It is the version of yourself that gets built by decisions you never thought to question. Every year I followed the script was a year I never stopped to ask if the script applied to me. Every account I contributed to without asking whether it was the right account. Every percentage I saved, without asking whether saving was even the right main strategy for my situation. Every debt I avoided without asking whether some kinds of debt might have built more than they cost. When I sat at that table and added everything up, the gap between where my finances actually were, and where they should have been after 10 years of doing everything right was not small. It was significant. And it had been growing quietly underneath a life that looked successful from the outside. That is the painful part. There was no single mistake to point to. No obvious wrong turn. Just years of doing what I was told and ending up somewhere I did not plan to be. And the worst part is that I knew how to spot this exact pattern in other people. I had spent 7 years finding it in client books. I had warned business owners about it. I had walked young professionals through the math of it. But I had not turned that same eye on my own life. Because the advice I was following felt too established to question. And the people behind the advice felt too trusted to doubt. That is what almost cost me everything. Not bad math. Not bad discipline. Just years of trusting a script I never thought to read carefully. What I learned that afternoon changed how I think about every piece of financial advice I have ever received or ever will receive. The lesson was not to stop saving, or stop investing, or stop listening to financial advice altogether. The lesson was simpler than that. And harder. I needed to start asking 3 questions about every piece of advice I had absorbed, before I followed any of it again. Who built this rule? Who benefits when I follow it? Does it actually apply to my situation? Those 3 questions become a filter. And the filter is what was missing from my financial life for 10 years. Not discipline. Not intelligence. Not income. Just a filter. Once I started running advice through those 3 questions, things started sorting themselves out almost automatically. Some of the advice held up. Some of it did not. Some of it had been right for an earlier version of my life, but had stopped being right years ago without me noticing. Some of it had never been built for someone in my situation at all. That is the shift I want for you. Not throwing out every rule you have been taught. Just learning to ask who built the rule before you decide to follow it. If this is shifting how you think about the advice you have been following, subscribing would mean a lot. Everything we are building here exists to help you build the filter I should have built 10 years earlier. Let me show you exactly how the filter works. The filter works in 3 layers. I want to walk you through each one because the layers are what separate following advice from actually understanding it. The first layer is finding the source. Before you accept any financial rule, figure out who originally came up with it. Most financial advice did not appear out of nowhere. It came from a specific person, a specific company, or a specific time in history. The source carries assumptions. Knowing the source lets you see those assumptions. And once you see them, you can ask whether they still hold up. The second layer is asking who benefits. For every financial rule, figure out who profits when you follow it. Not in a cynical way. In an honest way. Some advice benefits you and the people teaching it equally. Some advice mostly benefits the people teaching it. Some advice was built almost entirely for someone else and only sold to you as common sense. The third layer is the most important one. Does this rule actually apply to my real situation? Not the situation of the person who wrote the book. Not the situation the rule was originally built for. Your situation. Your income. Your family. Your goals. Your real life. 3 layers. 3 questions. And almost no finance content teaches you to ask any of them. because asking them breaks the whole system that the advice depends on to keep working. Here is the math that actually changed how I think about advice itself. If I had built this filter 10 years earlier, my financial life would look very different today. Not because the right answers were dramatically different, but because the time I spent following advice that was not built for me was time I was not spending on advice that was. Think about it this way. Imagine two people earning the same salary, saving the same percentage every month for 10 years. The first person never questions where their money is going. They put it into the default account everyone told them to use. They earn a normal return. At the end of 10 years, they have grown a certain amount. Now imagine the second person, same salary, same monthly amount. But this person spends 1 hour asking those 3 filter questions before deciding where to put their money. Same amount saved each month, just directed with a little more intention based on their actual situation. That small difference, compounded over 10 years, can add up to something significant. The gap between those two people is not discipline. It is not effort. It is not income. It is 1 hour of questioning a rule before following it. That is what the filter buys you. Time directed correctly. And time directed correctly might be the most valuable financial asset most people never realize they have. Here is what I want you to do this week, starting with the next piece of financial advice you come across. First, write the 3 questions down somewhere you will see them. Who built this rule? Who benefits when I follow it? Does it apply to my situation? That is the whole filter. Second, pick one piece of financial advice you have been following without ever questioning it. Anything. The percentage you save. The account you contribute to. The debt you avoid. Run the 3 questions against it. Just one piece of advice. Just to see what comes up. Third, talk to one person whose financial life is close enough to yours that their experience actually means something. Not a guru. Not an influencer. A real person living a life similar to yours. Compare notes. What is actually working for them versus what they were told would work. Fourth, make a rule for yourself going forward. Before you accept any new piece of financial advice, run it through the 3 questions first. Make the filter the first step. Always. Those 4 things will build the filter I should have built 10 years earlier. And the filter is what separates someone who follows advice from someone who actually understands it. I want to be honest with you about something before we close. When I sat at that kitchen table and realized what I had missed, the hardest part was not the numbers. The hardest part was admitting that I had handed my financial thinking over to a script that was never written for me. And I had done it for almost a decade without even noticing. That is the cost the script takes from most people. Not money directly. Time. Years of following rules that were never built with you in mind. I am telling you this story because I want you to have the choice I did not have for those 10 years. Not the choice to throw out financial advice. The choice to question it first. The choice to ask who built it before you follow it. The choice to be the careful thinker your financial life actually needs you to be. That is the whole point of this channel. Not to give you another script. To help you build the filter that lets you check every script you are ever offered. You are not just someone who follows the rules anymore. You are becoming someone who asks better questions. And that shift will change every piece of financial advice you receive from this moment forward. Welcome to Good News Invest, where money starts making sense. In the next video, I am going to walk you through the exact moment that forced me to finally open that spreadsheet, and why it took something completely outside my financial life to make me look. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And in the comments, tell me one piece of financial advice you have followed your entire life without ever stopping to ask who built it or who benefits when you follow it. Let's start running the filter together.